Mark here from backtoapple.com, and today I'm going to be bringing you a what's in my dock sort of video. Now I do like to keep my dock nice and clean, so most of the stuff is in my launchpad at the moment, so I'll be looking at that as well. So it will be a sort of dock slash launchpad kind of video because of the release of Lion recently. So if we go straight into the dock, on the far left you'll see the finder. This is where everything is located within your Mac and an easy way of finding stuff. So you've got all your hard disks and devices that are plugged in, and then all your favourite links to different areas on the Mac. So applications, movie, pictures and so on. Next across we've got system preferences. This is just like control panel on the Windows machine, and this is where you basically can for any settings you want. It's straightforward really. Next we have Mail. This is Mail 5.0 released with Lion recently. iCal, the new iCal come out as well. That's just a basic calendar application which I use regularly. My address book, this is where all my contacts are that I acquire maybe on a daily basis. Now these past 3 applications I haven't opened because there are personal information inside them, so I'd rather not have them open. Next of course calculator. I don't use this very regularly, but it's handy to have there if I do actually need it. Next of course my primary web browser, Safari, and the only one I've got on my dock at the moment as well. This is Safari 5.1 and it's incredibly quick in Lion and incredibly clean and functional, especially when it's open in full screen, which you will have seen in previous videos as well. Next of course is Echophone, or however you pronounce it. This is my primary Twitter application, so it's very basic, and the one I'm using whilst I'm developing my own Twitter client, so I'll be using this one just at the moment. Then we have iTunes, self-explanatory, all your music stored there, all videos, podcasts, so on. The Mac App Store, applications you can download in a specific Apple database for the Mac, and all the links are in one place for you to download applications. Next of course we have Spotify. Now I know this has recently been released in the US. I'm actually based in the UK, so I've had it for I'd say about 10 months now. I had it about towards the end of last year. I found out about it and downloaded it, and it's a really useful application to find music that you probably can't find elsewhere on the web, and also you get 20 hours free, so it's easier than just purchasing music from iTunes all the time. Next of course uTorrent. I don't regularly use this, but it's there. Next of course my primary application deleter, app cleaner. You just basically drag and drop into the application and it'll get rid of the files. iPhoto, where all my photos come into from my iPhone, my iPad, etc. when they first plugged in. Camtasia, my current screen recording application. I'm having problems with ScreenFlow at the moment, so this is what's standing in, and I'm finding it really useful. And yeah, I might not go back to ScreenFlow depending on how this does the next couple of weeks. Then across from there you have your folders, stacks, whatever you want to call them. So I have an application folder there, a stack of documents, my downloads, and then the minimize Camtasia window and my trash can. Now if we go into Launchpad, so this is the basic Launchpad layout. As you can see, and what I've said in the past videos, you have now got the folder layout that is common on iOS devices, so it's much more organized now as well. So in the first folder I've got my utilities. I'm not going to go through them all, it's just utilities relating to the Mac really, and these were the ones that were already installed in Lion, so that you've got your console, your activity monitor, airport utility and so on. Next, I've grouped all my Apple applications together, so again you can see Dictionary, iCal, Address Book, FaceTime, etc. And everything's in there if I need to find it in relation to any Apple applications really. Next, across from there we have my iWork folder, so I've just basically grouped my applications for iWork together: Pages, Numbers and Keynote. Then we have iLife, iPhoto, iMovie, GarageBand, iDVD and iWeb. Now iWeb everyone thought was going to be finished in Lion, but it has reappeared. I don't actually use this application. I don't do a lot of web development at the moment, more application development. Next across we got photo and video, so I've got Photo Booth, Aperture, Final Cut, Compressor, Cam Twist and Camtasia. Then we have applications relating to Adobe, so the Adobe Reader, Download Assistant, Help and the e-encoder. Now this e-encoder, I was testing something out in regards to Justin TV earlier on, but it didn't seem to work, so I need to work on that and find out what works best. Next across we have productivity, not much in there. I've got Dropbox and Mail. And we have my maintenance folder. Now I regularly do maintenance on my Mac every other day really, so just to keep it nice and clean and free of viruses. So we have Clean My Mac, very good application to get rid of files and unwanted waste on your Mac. App Cleaner, which I've already said is in my dock and very regularly used. Space Gremlin, this was mentioned on Twitter and I thought I'd download it. It's an okay application. It's not very clear. It builds everything up into a sort of grid format. I don't know if you'll be able to see it here or not. So it usually takes a while. Here we are. So it's sort of a grid, and it's okay. You can just click on something and delete it and go through them. If it's white, it takes up more space, so you just need to sort of get rid of everything there as well. Onyx, this is another sort of pure maintenance application, and it gets rid of the bare details, files you don't need and things that are in the way, to clear some memory. And on the end, iClean Memory, another application, is a one-click application that sorts out the free memory, so you've got a little bit more free space on your Mac. Next across, one of the biggest folders I've got is my web folder. So I've got Spotify in there, my music streaming application. Colloquy, now this is a IRC client. If you're following like Ustream streams, so I regularly watch Chris Perillo's stream and David DeFranco's streams, so it's easy to have something outside of the browser, because I find the browser takes up a lot of speed and it does slow Safari down quite a bit, so it's handy having Colloquy open when I'm reviewing them streams. Next, of course, QuickTime Player. This has functioned as my main media viewing application. I did have VLC Player when I was a Windows user, but I've started using QuickTime Player more now, and I've got a application that allows me to run AVI files in here as well, so it's quite handy. So it'll view any file that I need it to. Next, of course, we have Safari and Echophon. Again, self-explanatory, and I've explained them in the doc as well. Then we have Ustream Producer. When I'm doing live streams for Back to Apple, I usually do it through this because there are still problems with Adobe Flash Player in Lion, so I've had to resort to a sort of desktop client instead. uTorrent, again, I don't regularly use it, very rarely, but it is there in case I do need it. Stream Desk, another application for viewing like Ustream streams. So again, Chris Perillo and David DeFranco streams are run through there. And then on the end we have Skype. So my other utility file are applications that are utility based but not specific enough to go in my other utility folder. So we have iAntivirus, Smart Updates, and then install antivirus, all antivirus applications there. A server to link my iPad app to my Mac so that I can stream media around if I need to. SMC fan control, very good application. It allows me to control my fan speed on my Mac. Microsoft Silverlight, this is very rarely used. I know some websites still use this application or service from Microsoft to actually run their media or whatever on the sites. So that's the reason that's downloaded. Tinkertool, I'm not exactly sure what Tinkertool does. It looks like it sorts out the fonts. Caffeine stops the computer from going to sleep, so if you're working on a project or watching a film or whatever, then it won't go to sleep, it'll just stay open, so it's easier to work on or view. The Unarchiver, downloaded it recently to unarchive a RAR file. And finally, Electric Sheep, which is my screensaver application, if you will. Very good application for screensavers and very out of the ordinary in that sense. Next, of course, games. Only one game. I'm not a big gamer, so chess is in there. Came with the Mac. I've not actually used that application at all. And finally, developer. So we have Dashcode, Instruments, Quartz Composer, Xcode, iPhone Explorer 2, and Text Wrangler. I actually like application development, and I should actually have Coder in here. I don't know where it's gone. I usually have Coder on the end. That's the application I use for developing my Twitter client alongside Xcode as well. So that's just a basic overview of the applications I've got on here. Of course, you can leave a message down below if you have any questions regarding any of these applications. You can follow us on Twitter at Back to Apple and myself at Mark A. Evans. Links are down below as always, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.